Have you ever been deep in the woods at night? The silence is heavy. It presses in on you. But then you hear it, a sound that doesn't belong. Maybe it's a twig snapping just beyond your line of sight. Or maybe it's something worse. A voice. It sounds almost human, but not quite right. It's calling for help, but something feels off. A cold dread crawls up your spine. You feel an instinct, a primal warning telling you not to investigate. You are not alone out here. This feeling is at the heart of one of America's most terrifying legends, the legend of the Goatman. So what is the Goatman? It's a creature that defies easy explanation. It is a terrifying hybrid, a monster that walks the line between human and animal. Descriptions vary, but they all paint a horrifying picture. It's often said to have the furry, powerful legs of a goat and the twisted torso of a man. Its face is a grotesque mix of human and animal features, crowned with two menacing horns. Some say it carries an axe, its metallic glint catching the moonlight. The thought of this creature is unsettling because it breaks the natural order. It is part man, part beast, and all monster. It taps into our deepest fears of the unknown lurking just beyond the safety of civilization. The fear of the Goatman goes beyond its monstrous appearance. It's about what this creature represents. It is a predator that understands us. It mimics human voices, luring unsuspecting victims deeper into the woods with cries for help. Imagine hearing a child crying or a woman screaming, only to find this beast waiting for you. This intelligent, malevolent hunting tactic is what makes the Goatman legend so disturbing. It's not just a dumb animal, it's a cunning hunter that uses our own compassion against us. It is a perversion of nature, a monster that wears a mask of humanity to draw you into the darkness. This creature is said to haunt the remote backroads and dense forests across America. It is a boogeyman for rural communities, a story told to keep kids from wandering off after dark. But for some, it is much more than a story. It is a real and present danger. People claim to have seen it. They have found strange tracks. They have heard its unearthly screams echoing through the trees. The legend is kept alive not just by campfire stories, but by chilling eyewitness accounts that suggest something truly terrifying is stalking the lonely places of the world. It is a raw, powerful energy that we must investigate. The Goatman legend is not just one story. It has deep roots in different parts of the country, with two main variations standing out. The first, and perhaps most famous, comes from Maryland. In Prince George's County, the story is tied to a specific location, the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center. The legend says a scientist working there was experimenting on goats. One experiment went horribly wrong. The scientist was somehow mutated, fused with the DNA of a goat, and transformed into a raging half-man, half-beast creature. Driven mad by the transformation, he escaped into the surrounding woods, full of anger and a thirst for vengeance. This Maryland version is known for its violence. The Goatman is said to attack cars with an axe, targeting couples parked on remote lovers' lanes. Fletchertown Road became the epicenter of this terror. For decades, teenagers would dare each other to drive down this dark, winding road at night, hoping for a glimpse of the monster. Local stories are filled with accounts of cars being damaged and even pets disappearing, their remains found later. The story became so ingrained in local culture that the fear was real. It was a boogeyman created from a mix of science fiction horror and local folklore, a cautionary tale with a very sharp edge. In Texas, a different version of the legend takes hold, one that feels older and more supernatural. Near Lake Worth, the locals speak of the Lake Worth monster. In the summer of 1969, multiple witnesses reported seeing a hairy, horned creature. It was described as part goat, part man, covered in white fur. It was seen throwing a tire at a group of people and leaping onto cars. The sightings caused a frenzy. Crowds of armed residents gathered at night, hoping to hunt the creature down. They found strange, large tracks, but the monster itself proved elusive, a phantom of the night. Unlike the Maryland legend, the Texas Goatman isn't tied to a science experiment gone wrong. Its origins are a complete mystery, making it feel more like a genuine cryptid, a creature unknown to science. Some connect it to Native American legends of shapeshifters or angry nature spirits. The Lake Worth monster was seen as a protector of its territory, a wild thing reacting to human intrusion. While the Maryland Goatman is a monster born of human error, the Texas Goatman is something else entirely. It is a force of nature, an ancient being disturbed from its slumber, a raw and powerful entity that we still don't understand. The stories of the Goatman are fueled by terrifying eyewitness accounts. These are not just vague tales, they are detailed, personal experiences that leave a lasting mark on those who live them. One of the most common elements in these encounters is mimicry. Victims report hearing faint, disembodied voices calling out from the trees. Sometimes it's a simple word, their own name whispered on the wind. Other times, it's the sound of a baby crying or a person in distress. This is a lure. It is a trap designed to prey on human curiosity and empathy, drawing people away from safety and into the Goatman's territory. Many sightings happen along desolate, tree-lined roads at night. A classic account involves a couple driving late at night. Their headlights suddenly catch a figure on the side of the road. At first, they think it's a person. But as they get closer, they see the details. The shaggy, fur-covered legs, the unnaturally long arms, and the horns. The creature turns its head, its eyes glowing red in the headlights, and then it vanishes back into the impenetrable darkness of the woods. The witnesses are left shaken, their hearts pounding. They know they saw something that shouldn't exist, a momentary tear in the fabric of our reality. The physical evidence left behind is just as chilling. In the aftermath of a sighting, people have reported finding strange tracks. They are not fully human, but not fully animal either. They are cloven hoof prints, but with a size and stride that suggest a bipedal creature of incredible weight and power. There are also reports of unexplained violence. Livestock found brutally killed, cars with deep scratches as if from giant claws, fences torn down with brute force. These physical signs serve as a stark reminder that the Goatman is not just a ghost. It is a physical entity capable of causing real harm. The sounds associated with the Goatman are just as terrifying as the sightings. Witnesses describe a range of vocalizations that are deeply unsettling. Beyond the mimicry, there are reports of guttural growls, high-pitched shrieks, and a sound described as a cross between a goat's bleat and a human scream. These noises echo through the woods, creating an atmosphere of pure dread. It is the sound of something in agony or something in a rage. It is a sound that doesn't belong to any known animal, a chilling audio signature of a creature that lives in the shadows of our world. In the digital age, the Goatman legend found new life. It jumped from the campfire to the internet forum, transforming into something even more terrifying. The most famous modern retelling is a viral story known as Anansi's Goatman story. This tale, posted on a creepypasta forum, brought the Goatman to a whole new generation. It's presented as a personal account from a teenager who went camping with a group of friends in the woods. This story honestly really captures the slow burn horror of the legend, moving from unease to absolute terror in a way that feels chillingly real. It's a powerful piece of paranormal evidence. The story starts with the group of teenagers encountering a strange man in the woods, but, something is definitely wrong with him. He walks with this odd, jerky gait and speaks in a strange, disjointed way. He seems to be trying to imitate human behavior, but he's just not quite getting it. The teenagers are, understandably, unsettled and try to avoid him, but the creature begins to stalk them. It doesn't attack outright. Instead, it plays psychological games. It mimics their voices. It moves their belongings around the campsite when they aren't looking. It creates this heavy sense of paranoia and dread, isolating the group from the outside world and even from each other. The climax of the story is, honestly, pure nightmare fuel. The creature's behavior becomes more and more bizarre and aggressive. It starts making these sounds that are not human, like a strange clicking noise. It moves in ways that are physically impossible, contorting its body. The narrator describes seeing it fold itself to hide behind a small bush. The story culminates in one of the friends being taken. The narrator escapes but is left traumatized, forever haunted by the memory of the creature that wasn't quite human. This story shows the Goatman as a master of psychological warfare, a truly intelligent and malevolent entity. Anansi's Goatman story is so effective because it taps into the core fears of the legend, mimicry, and the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is that feeling of revulsion we get when something looks almost human, but is just slightly off. The creature in the story is a perfect example of this. It tries to act human, but its flawed imitation is what makes it so terrifying. This story really codified the modern image of the Goatman as not just a beast, but as a supernatural skinwalker-like entity. It's a predator that understands human psychology and uses it to hunt. This is raw, unfiltered terror. When we investigate a paranormal claim, we have to look at all the possibilities. We must open our minds to every theory. When it comes to the Goatman, there are three main explanations that people turn to. The first, and probably the most skeptical, is that the Goatman is simply an urban legend. It's a modern piece of folklore, a campfire story created to scare people. The story checks all the classic boxes: a monster born from a science experiment, a haunted location, and a warning to teenagers. It's a social narrative, a way for communities to express their anxieties about the unknown and enforce social rules like don't park on lonely roads. A second theory places the Goatman firmly in the world of cryptozoology. This idea suggests that the Goatman is a real biological creature that just hasn't been discovered by science yet. It's a cryptid like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. People who support this theory point to the consistent descriptions across different regions and even physical evidence, like those strange tracks. They believe it could be a surviving species of early hominid or some unknown primate. To them, the Goatman isn't a monster but an animal, a very large, very reclusive, and potentially dangerous animal that just wants to be left alone. The third theory is, honestly, the darkest. It proposes that the Goatman is not a story or an animal, but a supernatural entity. This explanation connects the creature to demonic forces or ancient nature spirits. Its ability to mimic voices, its malevolent intelligence, and its seemingly supernatural ability to appear and disappear all point to something beyond our world. Some paranormal investigators believe it could be a demonic entity that takes on a terrifying form to feed on human fear. Others see it as an elemental spirit, a guardian of the wild places, angered by human encroachment. This theory is the most terrifying because it suggests we're dealing with forces we can't even begin to comprehend. Ultimately, we don't have definitive proof for any one theory. The truth might be a combination of all three. The legend likely started as folklore, but it could be fueled by real encounters with an unknown creature, and the malevolent, intelligent nature of these encounters could point to a dark, supernatural energy at play. We've captured EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, in locations with similar legends that sound like nothing on this earth. We've recorded thermal anomalies that just defy explanation. The evidence suggests that something is out there. The question is, what is it? We have to keep investigating to uncover the truth. Why does the legend of the Goatman persist? Why does it continue to terrify us even decades after the first stories emerged? The answer lies in the deep, primal fears it represents. The Goatman is more than just a monster. It's a symbol of the darkness that exists just outside the light of our campfires, just beyond the edge of our towns. It embodies the fear of the unknown wild, the idea that the natural world we think we've conquered still holds secrets and dangers that we can't control. It's a reminder that, honestly, we are not always at the top of the food chain. The Goatman legend also taps into a profound fear of the monster in disguise. The most chilling part of the legend isn't the horns or the hooves, it's the creature's ability to imitate humanity. It can sound like us. It can, from a distance, even look like us. This plays on our fear of the other, the idea that something evil can hide behind a familiar face. It's the fear of the predator that walks among the flock. This theme is ancient, seen in stories of werewolves, vampires, and skinwalkers. The Goatman is America's modern version of this archetype, a monster that blurs the line between man and beast, good and evil. This legend is also kept alive by the power of place. The stories are always tied to specific, real locations: a dark road in Maryland, a lonely bridge in Texas, maybe even a dense patch of woods in your own hometown. This makes the threat feel immediate and personal. It's not some far-off fantasy. It's a story that could happen to you, right where you live. Every town has its own Goatman's Bridge or Fletchertown Road. These places become charged with negative energy, locations where the veil between our world and the world of darkness feels thin. They become magnets for paranormal activity and human fear. So, the next time you're out late and you hear a strange noise in the darkness, pause, listen closely. Is it just the wind, or is it something else? Is it a voice calling to you, trying to lure you off the path? The legend of the Goatman is a warning. It tells us to trust our instincts, to respect the darkness, and to understand that some things are better left undiscovered. The world is full of mysteries we cannot explain. We want to hear your stories. If you've had an encounter with something you can't explain in the woods, share it. We need to document these experiences to understand the full scope of this terrifying phenomenon.